Next up, Town of Winfield, 117th Avenue Drainage Improvement, Mr. Repay.
You want to come up here from DLD representing the town of Winfield. As explained to me, they have several flooding issues here normally on this road, and they want to put together a more comprehensive plan. That'd be somewhat accurate?
Yes.
All right,
Quite accurate.
I listened then.
Okay, are we?
Yeah, if you want to share. Can you share? Here's what's gonna happen if I have to start, get on the Zoom. If I have to be the technical support, we're really in trouble. Right there. That share.
So forgive me, I don't use this laptop. I have a desktop, so
I figured.
I'm being trained as I go on this one. But let me get this up to full screen. All right, so as I said, this is the 117th Street, and to go on down, this is where it's located. It's along the old railroad bed and on 117th Street in Winfield. And for quite a while, it's been some issues with drainage. You can see here as the roadway get overwhelmed with water, and as well, of course, this was winter time too, but you see there's very little ditches or anything on the side, and it aging the pavement faster, and it's also, being a hazard for driving. Continue on. This is the low section, and I'll get to where it's located on the thing, but you can see it's just overwhelming it. Again, one thing, we're going to look at this picture again, but you might keep it in your mind a little bit, because you see the railroad on the left hand side of the picture, and you see sort of where the ditch is, and I'll kind of continue through. So the town did an investigation on the watershed, and it's served by a single culvert under the railroad. And of course, the railroad culverts are notoriously small. I don't really meant to do much of conveyance. So the elevation on the roadway side would be the north side of that is like 683 feet. And the distance to that low point, and I'll have a map up shortly to show you, is about 1,500 feet. So to do, originally the town looked at the simple way to take care of this. Let's just do roadside ditch. It didn't work out so good, because if you put a slope in at 1%, we have to get 15 feet change of elevation. As you go down to the other side of that low point, it's only 691. So doing the math, we don't get our 15 feet, we get about 9 or whatever, from 683 to 691. So we continued on looking at this thing, and here's the location of it. The low point you see is down there about 1,500 feet, and then you see the culvert outfall in the side is 674. Okay, that could be a little good news, or at least we were hoping. But as all stories go, this one didn't end up so nicely. So, we've realized you can't do a ditch at that elevation of the inlet side of that culvert. So we begin to look at the south side. But then you go back to the same thing. If you go down there, we can get that elevation all the way down to 1,500 feet. But now the ditch is about 9 feet wide next to the road. And as you go through it 3-to-1 slopes, we would have needed about 36 feet of open space to put a ditch at some points in this thing. So we go through, and that's the picture you saw earlier. There really isn't a lot of space between the roadway and that railroad bed. So, and as all stories go, there's an 8-inch gas line we come to find out on between the road and the railroad bed. And that's a huge, as far as the gas line goes. So now, we've got to keep cover on it. It's 4 feet deep. There's just no way that we can put a ditch over there that's going to serve this area. So that's what kind of led us to the next thing is coming in, and also looking at the watershed. There's almost 100 acres coming down to this thing. So what we want to do is restudy this thing and try to get a culvert under the railroad and get it down low enough, but we're going to have to create a storm sewer to do it. And that's what the request is really about. We're going to do do the storm sewer and do preliminary design on that, so we know what we're doing with. And with that storm sewer, we got to check that watershed, make sure the pipes are sized right, and then we got to look at detention, because we're going to be conveying water a whole lot quicker down there. And the only place to do that will be down at the south side, on the south side of the railroad bed, which is prime farm ground right now. So we need the plans and sizing of the ditch to begin to approach the landowners and say, hey, you know, we need to do intention. What can you let us do? And of course, we want to address a little bit of water quality by modifying that pond. So that's it in a quick nutshell of what happened and what it took to get there. And so, you know, here we just would like to request assistance for this study and preliminary plans. We anticipated a cost of $58,500 and are asking for 80% of $46,800 from the commission. Did I cover enough? Anyone got questions?
Engineering. So this is strictly for engineering and design. Is there an ancillary thing that we're doing? Is there development going on? Is that why you're asking for this, or future development, or?
117th, Crown Point just put a school down the road, and this 117th is getting to be a very busy road all year round. So you saw the flooding. That's going to be an issue with, you know, the buses and everyone else going, as well as the rest of the town. So it's becoming more of an artery for the town than it used to be. So we're trying to just get it addressed, and that's really about all we're going to stop with at the roadway. But we do have to kind of go to the north side of the road with the storm sewer because of that gas line.
A question,
Go ahead,
Tom,
Robert.
is this, this is a tributary to what ditch it flows into? Is that Beaver Dam ditch?
I would think so.
It's just on it's just down the.
It's that or or Niles ditch, one of the two. Not too many other that go that way.
I mean, we did a study, I think, Dan, 3 or 4 years ago,
On Beaver Dam.
right? And this capacity for that ditch with all the development further west. But,
I'm looking for it.
yeah,
Eventually gets to because of
is
this.
this, was that part of that study? I don't think
Beaver Dam,
his
Turkey
study
Creek.
has considered that.
This is probably quite a bit upstream of that.
But it does drain into Beaver Dam eventually.
That's my guess.
Okay.
I can get that to you a little bit.
I should have known.
That's all right.
Yeah, I mean, just considering totality of that whole area, how it flows in and how it drains.
Well, from that drain that goes through the field, it ends up into another tributary before it hits the legal drain on the other end. And that tributary is in a low-lying area, so it needs the detention too.
Is the roadway in Winfield proper, or is it a county road?
It is in Winfield at that point.
Is the one existing drain regulated?
That we're going to outfall to?
Yeah.
No, not. Again, this one drains down into another drain that is a trib, but it's still not a regulated drain. The next drain is a regulated drain through there.
Okay.
Anybody else got questions? If we've got others, we'll forward them through Dan.
Thank you.
Anybody? We're good?